Berlin is as flat as a, what's that common flat breakfast dish? Alright, as flat as a chremslach. But even in flat Berlin, there's a highest point in the city, and that's precisely what I'm searching for in today's 2.5-hour training run on a blistering hot, sunny Sunday afternoon before throwing myself in the cooling waters of Lange See. Berlin's highest point is within the Müggelberge, a series of hills formed during the last ice age some 20,000 years ago when glaciers shaped the landscape of the present-day Hauptstadt. These hills were created by glacial moraines. That's moraines, not glacial morons, which is pretty much how I felt in last week's video when I face-planted off of a stand-up paddleboard.
Gabe, you look like a cartoon character.
Glacial moraines are accumulations of rocks, sand, and gravel left behind by retreating glaciers. That's why you might get some sandy trails around here. Humans came a bit later, with archaeological findings suggesting that people have lived in the region for thousands of years, with evidence of prehistoric and medieval settlements. I wonder if it was easier to find an apartment back then.
Well, there was just a sign back there that warned of an 8% grade coming up. So I think we're nearing Berlin's highest point of natural elevation. So that back there was Müggelturm, the Mughal Tower. Not Harry Potter related, looking over all of Berlin. So that guess that's the highest point, but I have a climb on my watch that seems to think it's going higher, so we'll see. Right now, it seems like we're just running down to go back up. Now, according to my watch, it looks like we're coming up on Teufelssee, the Devil's Lake. Let's see if we can spot old Beelzebub. I'm guessing not. If you didn't know, Berlin was basically built over a swamp. And this little bridge, Brückchen, I don't know if you can say that, Brückchen, is very obviously built over some swamp waters. Now that's a nice view of Teufelssee, which if I'm not mistaken, stems from the mythology or reality, I'll let you decide, that the devil himself comes here after a night at the Kit Kat Club or Berghain to cool off. Now that could be true, or far more likely, I just made it up. But you decide. And I found myself another climb, folks. Here we go, los geht's. Well, I don't see any signs, but according to my watch, this is the highest point of elevation in today's run. So I think maybe Müggelturm gets up there, but this is probably, I'm guessing, the highest point of natural elevation in Berlin. You can see it's a very lovely view of Müggelsee and, you know, Köpenick, where we got off the S-Bahn today. All right, well, heart rate's back down. I don't got anything else to say. Excuses not to run. Take a longer break. Yeah, I got nothing. All right, let's go, I guess. Well, I stand corrected, folks. That sign says it's im höchsten Berg Berlins, meaning the highest, well, technically mountain, but not a mountain, highest point in all of Berlin. So we've yet to see it. How exciting. Well, there it is. Höchster natürlicher Berg Berlins, a whopping 100 14.8 meters high. Gotta say, I don't necessarily love that it's on a cross. It seems like everything in Germany that's a high point elevation wise needs to be on a cross. And I kind of thought, you know, of all the places, Berlin probably wouldn't have a cross. Maybe like the sign of like a fist pumping in the air, rave style, but I wouldn't have expected it on a cross. Anywho, Höchste Natürliche Berg Berlins. We've done it. Now we can finish the run, presumably downhill. Well, this makes it seem very unofficial, the unofficial route, but whatever. We're back on solid ground. Now to connect the Müggelberge and Langesee areas, seems I'm cutting through, I don't know if it's a village, a suburb, or what they would call it. Feels villagey. And suburbs are a bit different here than the way I think of them back in the US. So we'll go with the village, but maybe technically a suburb. Now this here is a dorf, the villagiest of villages. I've yet to pass anyone on foot in this area. So you would think it's, you know, like a zombie apocalypse situation going on, except for a car that just drove by and everything's pretty nicely manicured. But I don't want to judge zombies. They could be, you know, well put together zombies in this little dorfchen. This is nice, better than that burning suburban Dorfchen bits. Just running on a flat, spongy trail alongside the water in shade. Very important for my pasty white ass. Really feeling the heat at this point, ready to jump into the lake. It seems like this is the final stretch back into the forest to the sweet relief of Langesee. Really slogging it in now, but pretty close to the end. We're back on squishy trail, and the lake is closer than I think.